Good morning, YouTube. It's me, Justin. February 27th. I just come across this video. I find it extremely disturbing. More attacks on Christianity, but it affects the temples in Jerusalem. So I hope somebody gets this message out to Pastor Paul, because I know he's planning a big trip to Jerusalem. But I would just want to get some insight and some comments. Nothing nasty, negative, but this is alarming, disturbing.
One of the holiest Christian sites in Jerusalem has been shut down in protest against Israel's plans to levy taxes on religious properties. Under new draft legislation, church property could also be confiscated if the new tax isn't paid. According to the bill, only Christian houses of worship would be taxed. Mosques, for example, would be left alone. Religious leaders have criticized the decision, dubbing it an attempt to diminish the Christian presence in Jerusalem. RT's Paula Slier traveled to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and spoke to disappointed tourists.
I'm standing here in one of the most sacred sites in Christianity, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. This is the place where it is believed that Christ was crucified, buried, and resurrected. But as you can see, the door to the church is closed, following a decision by church leaders after Jerusalem municipality announced it was going to start collecting tens of millions of dollars in property taxes from churches for church-owned property without houses of worship. Now, this flies in the face of a generations-old agreement. I've been talking to pilgrims here from all over, most of whom are, of course, disappointed.
Many tourists, they come to visit the city of Jerusalem and the Holy Land, and they're leaving their families. Plenty of money to spend on hotels, transportation, and so on, to leaving their jobs and to leaving their family and to come to visit the church. And they want to pray, and they find the church is closed.
We felt bad because we came all the way from the Philippines, and this is actually one of the highlights, or the highlights of the pilgrimage. And then we were already in front of the church when the church was closed, and that was really bad.
We were sad because one of the main reasons coming to Israel was to visit the church for us.
They have to find a peaceful solution. They should talk about it like a human being. Sit down and don't use it politically for anything. Not the Israelis, not the churches, nobody. Just sit down and live what religion should be. It should be peaceful.
Church leaders are also concerned over proposed legislation that they fear could result in the state being able to confiscate church land. But the sponsors of the bill say that they're not trying to interfere with the church and what it does with its own property, but only when that property is sold to a third party. Here in Israel, properties belonging to churches, synagogues, and mosques are not taxed. It's far from clear how the situation will resolve itself, coming as it does just weeks before Easter. Paula Slier, RT, Jerusalem.
Anyways, just found that extremely disturbing. Hope somebody passes the message on to Pastor Paul, anybody that follows him, or any Christian. So if you can leave your comments below. Fear no man, never fear death. Get right with God, fight the good fight, and stay locked and loaded. Later.